Hello everyone, how you going, and welcome back to Perfect Timing, the place that just really makes you go, wow, I wish I could have taken that photo. You know, some of these photos are just so 1 in a million chances, like this bird we've got at the start here. And it just makes you realize that you have no chance of ever getting something that cool. Well, let's jump straight into it. Starting off with, my mum caught it right as I face planted. Oh no, that is the way to lose some teeth or break a nose, isn't it? You can just see how she's still holding onto it here and just has no ability to put her hands out to save herself, you know? Seesaws are just so dangerous like that though, aren't they? You know, one person gets off, one person changes, and it just goes whoosh and catapults the other person off. And also, looking at this person, I didn't know what was going on here. I thought it was kind of a Grim Reaper black, but no, after looking at it again, I can see that they've actually blacked out the face. But yeah, look at that. Like they said, even though I guess I have to get used to it because it is perfect timing, they're just really just right as the face. I guess you can't even see the face, but you know that the face is just making connection with that bar. And I'd always love to know why people were taking these photos in the first place, because usually it's kind of a photo bomb, you know? Even though this one isn't a photo bomb, I wonder what the mum was taking a photo of first, you know? If were they just kind of sitting on it and then she managed to capture this? So why was she taking the photo? We'll see it throughout all the perfect timing posts, but half of the posts just don't make sense as to what they were taking in the first place. So yeah, whatever the reason was for taking this photo, you've really caught it moments before disaster. Me losing a race down the sand dune to my brother. Oh no, I actually thought that there was a second person on the right here, but no, that's just the sand being kicked up, you know? You know, with all this sand here, it looks as though there should be a leg here and a leg here, but no, that's just the shoes completely coming off. I don't even know how you lose your shoes running down a sand dune, you know, unless they're super loose, but surely you're able to hold onto your shoes. I guess the real question is why you're even wearing shoes when you're on the sand, you know? It's just going to get all through your shoes. It's never going to come out of your socks. And really, you're just going to be forever reminded of the time that you just face planted losing the race down the hill. You know, regardless of the fact that neither your brother or the person that took this photo is ever going to let you forget it. The shoes are just, like I said, just never going to let you forget it. You just don't wear shoes on sand. That's just a rule. But yeah, look at this tidal wave of sand that is just forming from his face plant. That is a lot of sand in this place. You know, I get where it looks almost as though this is a foot and this is a foot, and somehow you've kind of then ended up over here. But the fact that you formed an entire tidal wave of sand with just your face, oh my goodness, that's gonna hurt. You know, even though sand is a solid, at least it's a little bit softer to fall on than that metal post that the last girl fell on. But maybe the worst part is you're just gonna be like Marty in Madagascar, just a full mouth of sand. You know, it's gonna be in your hair, in your ears, just all over your tongue. To reach that level of a faceplant right there is honestly just impressive. But realistically, it's a pretty incredible fall, and so at least you got photo proof of it. You know, you gotta be able to prove it somehow, and some people might be a bit skeptical if you say you created an entire tidal wave of sand with your face. So really, you just got a great story out of it, however many karma, and then photo evidence of this spectacular fall. Mate, I'd even say you were the winner of the race. Maybe found something to pull on. Oh, you do see him. That's why I was thinking of the face I just made, is his face just a as it just gets ripped off, and he's going, geez, come on, man, don't do like that. It's not like you can get mad at this baby, you know, they just kind of grab everything. So you probably should have known better than to put your entire beard in the way of its hands, but still, I guess it's a kind of a note to parents, you know, maybe don't grow a beard out when you have small children, because you're just going to get ripped out. Suddenly you're going to have a bald patch in your beard. But it's just such an incredible face, so you just you just see eyes closed, so it just exactly captures the moment of pain has hit. You know, if it was maybe a half a second, a quarter of a second earlier, you would have seen the original kind of shock of what's going on, maybe a bit of a flinch, and then this one is just a full, that hurts. And I guess the other thing is you have to fight the reaction to kind of just drop everything and try and protect yourself, you know? You don't want to have a reaction that then leads to something even worse. I'm always surprised that they haven't gone for the glasses either, you know? That seemed like something that can just get ripped off your head. Between beards and glasses and earrings, oh man, I can't even imagine having earrings. That would be even worse. But between all those things, that's just supposed to be baby no-go zone. So I guess this guy's just really taking one for the team and teaching everyone in advance what not to do. Point of contact. Houston, we have touchdown. Just coughing a lightsaber right to the nose, or maybe right to the mouth. Either way, it's to the face, I guess, and you just never want to get hit in the face. It's also not even about the pain when you get hit in the face. Yeah, it might hurt if you get copped in the nose or copped in the mouth or something, or in the eye. I guess that would hurt as well. But it's just the shock of getting hit in the face, you know? You're trying to dodge your eyes and all your senses really are in your head, and then suddenly you just get hit and you go, oh, how did I not see this coming? That kid, though, is really just going for a full baseball swing in your head, you know? It looks as though you've just kind of been tapping the lightsabers and then just go, wah, just straight at your head. You know, looking at the photo, maybe you have actually ducked into it, so it's really your fault. But I guess I can't really blame you for wanting to dodge a spinning lightsaber. Maybe that kid is young Hercules or something, and he's just built of muscle, and he'll take your head off if you don't dodge it. And I wonder which way the swing has come from. I would imagine it would come from the right, because that's just naturally how most people swing, but it almost looks as though it's coming from the left. You know, the shutter of the camera has kind of made it a bit hard to tell exactly where the blade is and which way it's going, because I would have thought that the more glowy part would have been the end, but it looks as though it's the beginning, you know? It looks as though he's striking this way and he's striking this way, so yeah, it must be that way. Really just come down to the bridge of your nose, maybe. But see, look at this, right? We'll zoom in all the way. Look at this mistake. This was his first mistake. Look, eyes closed. Never take your eye off the ball, and especially when it's a lightsaber that we're considering the ball, I certainly don't think you want to take your eye off the ball, because something like this might happen. This guy was lucky that his nose only became a little crooked and it didn't become fully singed off, you know? So really, it's just a lesson in life. Wipeout. Oh, that's just a cool photo. Look at that. Wow, you can barely even see the surfboard back there. Look at that, it just completely blends into the ocean. But look at that form, you know? That's going for a perfect dive. He's bailed out of the wave and jumped off the board, and he's just had perfect form, you know? You can see that arc that he's making. I reckon this is the Olympic diver right here that just happens to be a surfer as well. Or perhaps we're just witnessing Superman going for some R&R on a surfboard, you know? Everyone has a bit of alone time to themselves every now and again, and he's just going out for a surf. You know, now and again he forgets who he is and he kind of blows his cover by flying through the air, but you know, everyone already knows who it is. I guess really in this circumstance then I should be saying Clark Kent, not Superman. So in that regard, I guess it's even more of a 1 in a million photo. Anyone can go out and photograph surfers, but to catch Clark Kent in midair, you know, that just never happens. Just stood halfway down the hill taking pictures. This was the best one. Oh no, another complete wipeout. What have we had so far today? We've had a metal pole, which I still think might be the worst, and then we had sand, and now we've had kind of rough, icy snow. Oh, that's gonna hurt more than the sand. Oh, there's no tidal wave in this one, but just the hard impact on the icy snow is just, oh, that's just gonna break your entire spine. And I love how in the background here, you can almost see a smile, you know, there's not enough pictures to see that there is a smile, but you can just tell that this kid is just smiling at the fact that this has just happened. So I wonder if there was some sort of karma involved in this, you know? I feel as though that's always the way with these kind of things, you know? Whatever happened to this kid over here, you know, whether he went off to the side and into a tree or something happened to him, and this person in the black has just completely laughed at them. And then the next time they go down the hill, this exact thing happens to them, and you just go, oh, what a fool I am. And I like how they said just stood halfway down the hill, this is the best one, as though there was a whole bunch of wipeouts where they're going, oh, no, this is the best one, we'll show this one. We wouldn't want to show all the ones that have been into the tree, like I said, or I don't know, just off course, and I don't know, we'll show the complete face slide, face plant, the one that they basically just slid down the entire mountain on their face. But anyway, I can only imagine, like with so many other posts, that this photo was framed and it's just talked about every time. Like, remember that time where you face planted down the mountain? Whether this kid is the younger brother and is finally has something to hold over the older sibling or something like that. Or maybe this is a parent and they're just going, oh no, what have I done? I'm too old for this kind of stuff. What was I thinking? Either way, I still just love this little cheeky grin you can see over here as this person just gets annihilated by, I don't even know what they hit. It looks like, I don't know, maybe there was a little bump there, or I don't know. I've only been to the snow once and I've only been tobogganing once, but I don't really know what they would have hit to do this, you know? Maybe they got a little bit of air off this kind of crest looking thing here, and then they've hit a little gully here, so the actual sled is just nosedived into the ground. That's the only kind of thing I can think of. So hey, maybe they're just going too fast for their own good, and that's exactly what you get. Picture of the ground being Fred dinner. Oh no, how many photos like this must be taken every single day? You know, maybe not as perfectly timed as this, where he hasn't even noticed what's happening, but the food is already halfway to the floor. About how many entire meals are just wasted every day by people being so proud of it, they just forget that gravity exists. Or perhaps this guy completely just forgot he was cooking in a non-stick pan and he just held it up and he went, oh no, oh goodness. And then everything just slid up because, you know, it's just frictionless. Really, I think that's just -1 for non-stick pans. But no, I just love the fact that he hasn't even realized what's about to happen, you know. I wonder how much time after taking this photo, if you've taken another photo, how long does it take for the reality to set in? Like I said, look at this piece. It's already halfway to the floor, and that means it's halfway to hit him in the foot. And it looks so good too. I don't know exactly what it is, but it looks maybe like a paella or something. It looks as though there's a bit of noodles kind of sticking there, some bacon bits, so I don't even know, but it does look good. So that poor guy has just wasted however long he spent on it, but also just all the pride that went into making it, and he just doesn't even get to enjoy it, you know. Perhaps he can just maybe scoop a little bit off the floor that didn't touch the ground, and you can be satisfied with that. But imagine if you cook that for 6 people and then suddenly you go, I can't serve this anymore. What am I meant to do? So yeah, I can't say that that's ever happened to me yet, but I certainly have got to touch wood, because I just really wouldn't want to waste all that time and energy on something that just gets completely destroyed in, what, half a second? A guard fainting. Oh, wow. That is an incredible photo. I don't even know if this is an old photo, but I really just think the black and white just completely adds to it. I don't know, something about it. But no, I wonder if it was a hot British summer day at being like, I don't know, 27 degrees or something, and he just couldn't handle the heat. Or perhaps he was just dehydrated, or perhaps, I don't know, there's so many reasons that you can kind of just faint, but either way, that's not good. It almost looks as though this guy has tried to save him, or he's been holding him up for a little while and he just couldn't do it anymore, because look at that, he's already holding his arm. But I can only imagine that this kind of thing gets really close to happening all the time, you know. I don't know what these guards' kind of rostered times are, but I can only imagine that they're out there for a decent amount of time. But if they have some kind of emergency medical condition, you know, I don't even know what they do. You know, along with everything else, the palace guards are kind of tasked with just standing still and can be completely robotic all day. I don't even know how you'd manage that if you're just feeling completely dizzy and out of it, you know, whatever it is. That'd be really intense. And it's certainly not a job I think I could ever do, you know. Regardless of everything else, I don't know how these guys just stand still on their 2 feet for hours and hours and hours on end all day, you know. Surely their legs and feet get tired. It's just wow. So yeah, poor guy. I can only hope that he's alright, that's going to be a heavy face plant into the dirt. All that extra fluff on your head just weighing you down and just driving your head into the ground. My poor cousin slipping off the chair. Oh no, at least he's a little bit older, from the thumbnail it almost looks as though it was a 1-year-old or something, just in a little kind of onesie or something falling off, but no, she's old enough to save herself. Look at that hand. That's hand's going out to try and save herself. I can only imagine that she's managed that by just wiggling around on the chair too much, can't stand still. They're trying to get a photo, just moving, and they just slipped off the edge of the bench. Because look, everyone here is already smiling at the fact that she's fallen over. Unless it was actually the fact that all these guys have just shimmied over and kind of just pushed her off the bench or something like that. It's a little bit of a joke. But yeah, just the timing of the legs up in the air, just the, oh no, I know what I've done. I'm gone. I can't save myself from here. But hey, there seems to be a smile on her face. I definitely prefer doing this compared to some of the ones, all of the face plants, that's a no-go for me. I definitely don't want to faint, and I definitely don't want to drop hours of work of food. So I definitely take this one over pretty much every other pose we've had on here so far. To fall off a bench, it's only about a 30cm fall. You're not going to be that injured. The worst you can do is kind of just graze yourself on the bark or whatever it is. So yeah, sign me up for this one over any of the other ones any day, except maybe for the surfing one, because that one's just kind of cool. To just go launch off a wave into a dive, I can only hope to achieve something like that. Caught a couple of Canadian geese passing by while I was imaging the moon. Damn, I should post my photo that I've got pretty much exactly like this. I think it's actually a bat in my photo. I'll chuck it up now so you can see the exact correlation between the two, but no, they really just do always make for awesome photos. And realistically, the chances of this happening are so slim to none. You've got the entire sky above you and you just point it at the moon, and then you just have a couple of birds just flying along in that degree or maybe even minute of the night sky that the moon's in. The chances are just crazy, and it makes for some incredible kind of silhouettes. I think my favorite ones, which is even more impressive than birds, is when the ISS is captured in front of a sun or in front of a planet or in front of the moon. That is always some crazy stuff, because obviously these ones are just kind of lucky and whatnot, but to get the ISS passing overhead at the exact right angle is just impressive. Even though you might be able to track it a bit so you know when to go out, when it might be crossing the moon, it's still just incredible, I reckon. But no, really, it's just another beautiful photo. I just love the moon. I think it's an incredible kind of landscape. You just see all the different colors as though this is an ocean and that's the land, or other way around, and massive craters all over it. It's just such an incredible landscape, and man, it's just a shame that it's moving like 2 centimeters away every year. When we can finally get to the moon, it's just going to take longer and longer every year. 2 centimeters a year. It's going to just eventually just be out of here. Tommy finally fought back against the bully after his mum reminded him that he was a toucan, not a toucan. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Man, I don't know if toucans have massive strength with their beaks or if they're just massive, but either way, a bird beak's just going to do some serious damage to that. Just look at that angle. That just looks so painful. He's got his eyes just completely closed, just going, oh man, what has just happened? It started off so well. I had a toucan on my shoulder. I was just admiring it. It's massive, big, nice and colorful, and suddenly it just turned into a toucan. At least with almost every single one of these photos, so I can see why the picture was being taken. This one's just cool. If I had a toucan on my shoulder, whether it's just been flown down, it actually kind of looks as though they're at a museum or something, or kind of a zoo. If I had a toucan on my shoulder, I would want a photo of that, because that is an incredible bird. That bird's beak is probably the same size of its entire body. Imagine if our mouth was the same size as the rest of our body. How ridiculous that would be. Let alone just the incredible color scheme and everything. Oh, and so really, I just don't even know who would be bullying a toucan. It's just such an impressive bird, but kind of also scary. As we're seeing here, that beak can do a lot of damage very quickly, I'm sure. So maybe he's gone about standing up to the bully in the kind of the wrong way. I don't know if the mum's pep talk was the right kind of thing to say. You shouldn't really just be lashing back out at your bully, and I really hope that this guy wasn't the bully. But whatever Mama Toucan said, she really just laid down on the law and said, hey, come on now, you got a big beaky, you better use it. And so the top of perfect timing for the month is nice. Oh my goodness, that is an incredible photo. I guess I have to turn my head to look at it. It almost looks as though it is the right angle as it is, but no, yeah, it is that way. The dolphin just has to be on the water this way. But imagine just being this surfboarder, what an incredible sight to just have a dolphin jump out of the water right in front of you. Actually, I'm fairly sure dolphins do like to play in the waves, similar to surfers, I guess, so it makes sense that they're both together. But yeah, just to have it so close to you just must be incredible. Really though, I don't even know what wave is surfing. That is a very flat wave, unless the entire peak of the wave is just hidden over on the right hand side out of frame or something. But man, I just don't even know what he's surfing. Like I said, if you turn your head, it just almost looks as though it's completely flat water. And I guess really when it comes down to perfect timing photos, it's just the chances of it happening, Realistically, this is a once in a lifetime kind of photo opportunity, and he absolutely nailed it. It would still look cool if half the dolphin was still in the water, or if the surfer was facing a different way or something like that. You can just see that this surfer is so transfixed on the dolphin, and we are all just drawn into that dolphin. It's so incredible. The fact that the dolphin's barely out of the water but completely airborne, it's just an incredible photo. And even though you go, oh damn, I wish I could have done something like that, at least you get to enjoy just amazing photography. And also, I guess we've seen 2 surfing posts this time, and both of them being completely airborne. One time was a surfer, and then this time it's a dolphin, so it's a little bit different. different, but still, it's just incredible kind of completely airborne photography. So yeah, I hope one day all photographers can kind of experience a photo like this, because man, how cool would it feel to snap a photo like that? But anyway, that is going to do it for perfect timing. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please do the YouTube analytical things down below. Other than that, I've been posting a lot of these videos, so maybe want to check some of the other ones out. You know, there's some pretty awesome posts out there. Or maybe just want to consider subscribing so don't miss another one in the future. But all in all, have a good one and see ya.